Well, gotta get the saw out. Big storms came through last night, and the oak tree decided it wanted to shed a bunch of big limbs. Me and Bob went to breakfast this morning, one of the moderators here on the channel. He helped me drag the big limb that snapped off from up there. It's down here. So I'm gonna cut this thing up this morning. And I need to get around to mowing the grass. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick. If you guys don't mind, get it in while we're here. There she is, the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Climb to glory, baby. If you know, you know. Remember, like a week ago, we ended up putting this Amazon $70 catch can on this thing, and I was really impressed with the quality of the lines and stuff and how they all snapped in. And it's been driven quite a bit in the last week. Engine's really dirty, and let's give it a look. Let's see exactly how much it's actually caught. Let's see if we can get it off here. Looks like it's got some oil in it. Yeah. It's got a little bit in there. Yeah, it's got a little bit in there. The new lights looking mighty fine, but I'm worried about that blue in there. I'm probably definitely going to get pulled over. That mounting spot right there seems to be doing very well too. It ain't jarring loose or anything. That's a good spot to put it. That would be the update on the $70 Amazon catch can. If you guys are interested in the link for that, I will be so happy to post it in the comments. You know what, I'll post it in the comment section in case some of you are interested. I had somebody else say, hey, well, if that's the case, why don't you get a second kit and put it on the other side? You know, take another kit and put it in right there. Remove that line where it comes up to the air tube and try to trap even more of that oil, that vapor and stuff, that crankcase oil vapor from getting up in the tube and getting sucked back into the engine. Then you'd be hitting it up on both sides, and you have another post right there that you can put it on. So it'd be super easy to do it. And that is a good idea. Maybe I should do that. What do you guys think? Should we run two and see what happens with two? What these are is they're giving basically giving you a storage for your crankcase ventilation system. It's got to be able to pull crankcase vapors from the crankcase and recirculate them back into the intake side so the engine can use some of that crankcase blow-by vapor and stuff, fuel vapor and stuff in there as fuel instead of just letting it out to the atmosphere. Back in the day, they used to have what was called a road draft tube, and the tube would be cut on an angle or flat on the bottom, and as you go down the road, the draft from coming across the bottom of the tube would help pull the vapors out of the crankcase, and they would just vent it onto the road, and you could drive around everywhere and see little rainbow oil floating around in water and stuff. And eventually people said, nah. EPA, the government said, nah. We got to put a way to recycle that back into the engine some way, somehow, and stop it from going into the atmosphere. Well, then they started putting crankcase ventilation check valves in there. So that crankcase ventilation check valve is there for a purpose. And basically what will end up happening is it will let pressure out but won't let things in. And you can sit there and you can rattle your PCV back and forth. As long as it's moving, people say it typically checks out and it's good. But if it ever freezes up on you and it doesn't move, well, not good anymore. All PCV systems are not the same though. On small bore EcoBoost engines and stuff like that, you have to pull the intake manifold and everything off, and people don't realize that there actually is a PCV system on the small bore EcoBoost stuff, except it's down on the block and it's mounted in a crankcase housing area. It's all part of a little housing where it recirculates the oil back to the box. But that's a whole different story, because that's a very, very dirty engine with a very, very dirty system. They pull a lot of oil into the intake manifold, they allow it to pull up, and then they slowly suck that oil back into the engine as well, which is not good for the engine. So it's kind of a rough system in general, and you'll never be able to really keep that system clean. Port injection, where fuel is sprayed into the port instead of directly into the cylinder, is typically a cleaner design, because that fuel that's being sprayed on the backside of the valves helps keep the valves and stuff clean. Luckily this truck is a port injected truck. Later on you end up getting dual injection with port and direct injection, and it keeps the valves clean as well. But there were a number of years where just direct injection in general, especially on the EcoBoost crap, where the direct injection really affects the backside of the valve and how nasty and gummy they get, and pulling oil in on the front side of the valves with no port injection doesn't keep them clean, and they're susceptible for misfires and all kinds of issues where you have to go in with walnut blasting and use chemicals to clean it because you don't have port injection on specific gears, and the valves would get all gummed up and gunked up. Well, running a catch can on it like this, like I just showed you, helps keep some of that oil from being circulated back on the intake side of the system, keeping the system cleaner. So people ask me this question all the time: do catch cans actually work, and are they beneficial on a port injected vehicle? Because the port injection does help to keep the valves clean. Are they beneficial on a direct injection engine? And yes, they are beneficial across the board, because any amount of oil that you can keep out of that engine and keep it as clean with air and just regular fuel as possible, and no oil, vapor, and mist getting sucked back in there, you're doing yourself a favor in the long run. So running a catch can on a brand new vehicle, I don't care what it is, some way, shape, or form will benefit, even in the most minimal form, keeping that engine healthier longer. Some of you may say, well, will a catch can void warranty? Depends on how picky your dealership wants to be. Technically, no. They have to prove that you adding that to the system is going to cause some kind of adverse effect, and they won't be able to prove that. So running a catch can on your new vehicle, most companies like JLT, other companies, I think one's called On It or something like that, other ones like this one will have disclaimers saying this does not void vehicle warranty, because it doesn't do anything to change the way the engine operates other than help actually keep it cleaner, so it benefits in actually adding it to the vehicle. You just have to pick and choose. Is that a battle you want to fight? Is that a road that you want to go down in case the vehicle is under warranty and an uneducated dealer does say something about it, and then you have to go fight to prove your case? Do you want to go down that road? It's up to you. Anyway, that's the review on the Amazon catch can after 1 week of driving, extensive driving, and it's catching oil. It's doing its job. So y'all be blessed. Take care. I love y'all.